Hey, hi everybody. I just noticed that my camera wasn't quite correct. Hello, welcome to Sunday Summary. This is for the third Sunday of Easter. Boy, I got the light coming in pretty well here today. It's a sunny day, so hopefully people have been able to get outside. So what I do here every Sunday, or most Sundays, is I do a summary of kind of what happened here at Good Shepherd Church in Shawnee, Kansas. And this doesn't count for your Sunday obligation, but just kind of a summary of some of the thoughts from the Sunday, from the gospel, from the homily, and other things or announcements that happened over the course of the day. So, hey, looks like someone's tuned in. Thanks for tuning in. And so today on the third Sunday of Easter, this is kind of our final weekend, if I recall correctly, and I haven't really looked ahead to the fourth Sunday of Easter yet too much. I think the fourth Sunday of Easter is Good Shepherd Sunday. This is kind of our final Sunday looking into the post-resurrection appearances of Jesus. And that was kind of the source of the homily this week. I was tempted. There was some great stuff there in the first reading from the Acts of the Apostles. We must obey God rather than man. That's a interesting line to reflect upon. There was also that beautiful passage from Revelation, worthy is the Lamb that was slain. And we sang that song, one of my favorites there, worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power. However that one goes. It's a lovely song there, worthy is the Lamb. But then I focused really on the gospel reading that we hear from the Gospel of John, where Jesus is, we hear from Peter and how he's going. He says, I'm going to go fishing. We're kind of returning to his former way of life. And Jesus appears there on the shore and asks them if they have caught anything. And what I was reflecting upon in this weekend's homily was the kind of the normalcy of the post-resurrection appearances and how they are shockingly normal. You'd expect Jesus to say something different rather than come have breakfast, which is what Jesus says. You'd expect him to do some more miracles or to do some great works or great preaching, but that's not what he does. Instead, he says, come have breakfast. I saw a bumper sticker actually on my way out from, I think, the 10 a.m. Mass or something. Someone was parked out there, and there's a bumper sticker that said, peace, something like, peace begins when the people are fed, which is a great thought, that we can't. I'm going to close this window here, pause for a minute here. I'm going to see if it's a little bit bright and shiny. So I'm going to pause outside of the picture for a minute. Oh yeah, that's better. So a little bit too much sun, which it's been great. So if you want, peace begins when the people are fed, which is a great thought, because that's what Jesus does. Is today, as he appears to the apostles, he feeds first the apostles. He says, "Come have breakfast," and then he has a great talk about the healing especially with Peter. I was focusing on those pieces there where Jesus says to Peter, do you love me? And Peter responds, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. And he does that 3 times. Now, sometimes this point is made in the original Greek where Jesus asks a different question, uses a different verb, and Peter responds with a different verb than Jesus uses. Jesus says, do you agape me? Do you love me with a self-sacrificial love? And Peter says, yes, Lord, you know that I brotherly love you, the agape, the philo, or the phile, like Philadelphia, brotherly love. And so that interesting interaction. But I didn't focus so much on that, rather more the fact that Jesus asks Peter 3 times, do you love me? And Peter has a chance to respond, yes, Lord, 3 times, you know that I love you. And to each time, Jesus says, okay, feed my lambs, go forth. And that beautiful idea that Jesus gives Peter the chance 3 times to say, I love you, because Peter denied him, of course, as we know, 3 times. And so that reconciliation that Jesus brings him, and I think that's a great thing for us to carry in this Easter time, is reaching out in very simple ways, but challenging ways to reconcile. So that idea of sitting around together around a meal and using that time well to build community is, I think, the morsel, the pearl that we can really gain. How do we live as people post-resurrection, post-Easter? We work on community. in so much of our society, and here you are watching, if you're watching this right now, you are watching technology, and we sometimes get so distracted with technology. Hopefully you are not watching this while your meal is going on right now. Focus on the people you're sitting with. Look at them, talk to them. That's kind of the point. We spend so much time, texting away, and we miss opportunities for healing, and we miss opportunities for reconciliation. Are there people in your lives that need reconciliation, that need healing? And can you be that force as Jesus was today, reconciling with them? Hey, we lost a person. Maybe that's good because maybe they've gone and spent time face to face with their loved ones. Great. But use that time. Use meals. I mean, it's so sad sometimes when you go to a restaurant or whatever, and people are just texting away, and there's no contact. It looks like. I mean, it's a little bit judgmental of me, I suppose. But sometimes I think we miss those opportunities. And we are called to stretch out, reach out, to love one another and to reconcile those relationships. So are you doing that now? Are you reaching out to people? And if someone has negated you, denied you, rejected you, how likely are you to say, come have breakfast to them? How inviting are you to be that force to reconcile those relationships? So that was kind of my thought and my challenge for us living as a post-Easter people. So there was that. And then, there's not a whole lot of things going on right now in the church because we've had a whole bunch of things going on. So we had confirmation this past week on last Tuesday, and our second First Communion Mass was beautiful. So we had two First Communion Masses, our English and our Spanish one. Our Spanish one was this week. I think there were about 60 kids that received their first Holy Communion this past, just yesterday, Saturday. And that was beautiful. And we just had our big Lollapalooza fundraiser thing on Friday. So a lot of things have been going on. So there weren't a whole lot of announcements that were this weekend. We had the announcement about the dance group that's happening on May 18th. That's exciting. So if you like swing dancing, May 18th, come to that. We also have this mental health awareness group that's forming. And so there's an announcement about that. So we're coming to the end of the school year and the end of the program year, as I usually refer to it. So we kind of have our program year from September to May following the school year. So things are kind of shutting down one by one. The RCIA has shut down. The School of Religion has had our last class last Wednesday. The school is coming to an end. So all these things are kind of wrapping up for the summer. And I really enjoy the summertime. It's a chance to kind of recoup and to relax a little bit and to re-energize for the next year. So that's kind of where we were this past Sunday. And so thanks for tuning in to Sunday Summary. I plan on having a Tuesday Night Live this Tuesday about 8:30 or so is when we will go live. We have our school concert, band and choir concert. So I've never experienced that here. So I don't know how long that is, but roughly after that finishes, I will come and sit before the computer and answer questions. And Michael Sheeran and I are still trying to figure out what topic we will talk about. So if you've got any suggestions, feel free to comment below. Have a beautiful Sunday and live well as a post-Easter people. God bless. End. Yes.